Alright, so it's time to start our content management system project. The first thing we want to do is actually create a brand new Laravel project. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a new project with Laravel new CMS. And notice that I'm using Laravel new. And this is if you've installed the Laravel installer. If you've not installed the Laravel installer, then you have to do composer, require, preferred distribution, Laravel/Laravel, then the name of the project, which is CMS. To install the Laravel installer, you just need to do composer require Laravel/installer. Okay, just like it was in the documentation. And at the moment, I think the project is ready to go. So I can cd into the CMS and run php @serve to serve my project. But then I'm using a tool called Valet, so I don't need to do that. All I need to do is visit my browser and type cms.ping, and it's going to load my brand new Laravel project for me. And this is the domain I choose for using Valet. If you're using a tool like Laravel, then this comes by default with .dev. Okay, all right, so that's my application. The first thing we want to do in this application is set up authentication so that authenticated users would be able to write blog posts. Authenticated users would be able to, edit their blog posts, edit their profiles, and then when visitors to the website view the blog, they are going to be able to see the content created by authenticated users. Now, authentication comes by default in Laravel, and to set up authentication, all we need to run is php @make auth, and that's it. So if we run this command, you can see right now that authentication scaffolding has been generated successfully. Let's open up the project in our code base to see the difference. So I'm going to open up this. So I'm just going to come to my Valet folder and search for CMS. Great, and open that up. Now, this looks like a usual Laravel folder structure, but if we open up the routes and check out the web.php, you can see that we have two new lines of code than before. We have auth routes, and then we have a route here for the home page. This auth route registers a list of routes for authentication. If you want to see the list of routes registered in your Laravel application, you can run php @route list. Or in my case, I have a shortcut, so I'll just write @route list. Every time I write it simply means PHP artisan. Okay, so you can see the list of routes that have been registered. We have the login for get, we have the login for post, we have the logout, we have password email, password reset, and registration links. If I come right now and I comment this out and I run this command again, you can see we have just 3 routes. And if I bring it back and run this, you can see we have a lot of routes, which means that this auth route command helps us register a bunch of routes that we are going to need in our application. Alright, so the next step is to view the changes in our application. If we visit this page and refresh, you can see the first thing we notice is that we have the login and register links right here. So we have login and we have register. Just like that, by default, it's set up for us by Laravel. So let's go to our .env file, which is right here at the root of the project, the .env file, and we're going to update this so that it matches our application. The application name is CMS, and if we come back, refresh, you can see we have CMS at the top. Let's go back, make sure we have a database set up. So I'm going to use MySQL to create a database. So create database CMS, and I'll exit, and now I can pass in the name of the database CMS, username, root, and no password. Okay, and it means if I run php migrate, you can see that my database tables have been migrated. Remember, in our database migrations folder, we have 2 migrations that come by default. One that creates users tables and one that creates password resets tables. And this is for the default authentication that comes with Laravel. Also, I'm going to show you the app HTTP controllers folder. You realize that we have an auth folder. It has a login controller, it has a register controller, reset password, verification controller, forgot password controller. All of these controllers come by default with Laravel to help us have authentication out of the box. You can also see we have the home controller, and this home controller simply returns a view called home. Just like that, we have authentication set up in our application. So to set up a default authentication in Laravel, you just need to run php@makeauth in a brand new project, and it's going to generate authentication for you. Let's go ahead and try out to register a new account. I'm just going to register an account for myself. Katifrance, badcoder@gmail.com, password and password. Click on register, and great. You can see I'm taken to the home route and my name shows up right here, which means I'm logged in, and I have a message that says logged in. Awesome. If I try to visit the login page right now, I'm redirected back to the home. Oh, let me try the login. Awesome. You can see I'm redirected back to the home page. Alright guys, make sure you set up authentication. Make sure you try this out. Make sure you see how amazing it is. And in the next lesson, we'll start making some progress on our little CMS.